just got to work. It took me like 2 hours to get here. It took me like 2 hours to get here. And I'm just trying to like, cause I want to cuss somebody out, but who? Who am I gonna cuss out? Who am I gonna cuss out? Are there traffic gods? Because like, I felt my patience and my sanity slipping away like the longer I sat. Tell me why. I was 2 miles away. Two. Actually, it was 2.1. And the GPS said it was going to take me 25 minutes. I can walk faster than that. I can walk faster than that. I can do 2 miles under 25 minutes. I can for sure. Y'all, like, I wonder what kind of therapist I would be if I didn't have to deal with traffic. Anyway, child, let's go on ahead and put this makeup on. And yes, I do still have the little thing on because I'm trying to, like, you know, lay the edges down. Leave me alone. I'm going to first start with this Dermalogica moisturizer. I'm so irritated. God, Jesus Christ almighty. And so when I got here, of course, there was no street parking. And y'all, I can't park all the way up over there anymore. I can't do it, okay? So I drive around thinking, oh, maybe on the next street there will be some street parking. Of course there wasn't. Why would I think there would be? So being that it's DC, like, you have to kind of go back all the way around because of the way the city or whatever is set up on like a grid. So I pull up to a garage and it says garage full, and I was like, sir, it's like, sir, is there really no parking? And he was like, what time are you gonna be done? So I told him, and he was like, okay, just go ahead and park in one of the monthly spots. Just don't block anybody. I was like, I promise you I won't. So, girl, whew. I'm all discombobulated. I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Pore and Prime Balm. So I parked, but you know, then I still have to walk up the hill and then get into the building. Oh my God. And so the security at the front is like, hey, Dr. B. And I was like, hey, like, I'm done. I'm done, and I haven't even started. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ooh. Gets on my nerves. The traffic is ridiculous. Like, I was sitting there in traffic and I was Googling, why is traffic so bad in DC? Like, that's the point that I got to. I'm like, I need to understand this. Is this even coming on my eye? I can't even feel it. Okay. All right. So, what did you buy during the Labor Day sales? I didn't really... Let me, like, think about what I'm about to say. I didn't really do a ton. I bought a mystery bag from Copacetic Cosmetics, so I'm excited about that. But I also bought some new luggage. So I've used the same luggage for who knows how long, child, for a long time. I have my little kit pack, and I have some shades from Sydney Grace, Terra Moons. Is it a couple moons or one moon? But I have those, so I'm just gonna do something. Taking, oop, y'all, I'm just like discombobulated. I'm taking the BK Travel 203. I go in one of these shimmers. Maybe this one or this one. Oh, I don't know. Both. Let's do both. So what was I talking about? Oh, luggage. So I bought some luggage, and I've had the same luggage for quite some time. Like, it's pretty beat up. You know, I gotten to the point where I'm putting like tape on places, like, get some new luggage, okay? But like, I wanted something cute, but I also wanted something that fits a lot because I'm the quintessential overpacker. And I was like, I'm just gonna wait until Labor Day because there's probably gonna be some sales. So I was looking at all these different ones, Samsonite, Travel, whatever, like all the different brands. And I settled on Base. And the like 100% the number one reason is because it's a brand started by Shay Mitchell, who was on Pretty Little Liars, and I like am obsessed with that show, and that's why I chose to buy luggage from her brand. Okay, but also all the reviews were really good. Like just 5 stars, 5-star reviews across the board. So I got, what did I get? I got like a check-in bag. I think it's like the 26-inch. Then I got the like a carry-on bag and a weekender bag. Like I go anywhere on the weekends, but they were throwing it in for a discounted price. So, you know, that's how they get you. That's how they always get me. So I think that will be delivered today, which I'm excited about. Those are really the only things I bought during the Labor Day sale. I did pre-order the Natasha Denona new eyeshadow palette. That wasn't really like a Labor Day sale though. I'm like, I feel jittery. It's like, I'm gonna also go into that other, ooh, look at that, that's brighter than I expected. So yeah, anyways, so I have my, well, not yet, but it's coming. I think it'll be here today, and that is right in time for preparation for me to go visit my family. So everyone's excited. My mom is like, what do you want to eat? And I'm like, girl, I'm gonna get off the plane, I'm gonna come to your house, and I'm gonna need some curry chicken. Like, that's like my last meal kind of request. Like if somebody was like, you get a last meal, curry chicken with roti. I want the curry cooked by a Guyanese, I want the roti cooked by a Trinidadian. And if we're gonna throw on some rice and peas, then I would like that to be from a Jamaican. So yeah, my mom's curry is like, it's so good. I cannot. Like, I remember the last time or whenever I went home and I like drive up to my parents' house, the house I grew up in. Girl, and I could smell the curry chicken wafting on the air. You know how in the cartoons where like the cartoon character will just be like floating on that like billowy smoke of smell goodness of food? I like entered the house and I went straight to the kitchen. I was like, hey y'all, like, where my plate? I love me some curry chicken. But you know when you like go home and like people just are cooking for you because they know that you want something good and they know that you don't really cook that very much. So I'm really excited about that. The issue. Let's talk about the issue. Besides all the things that I have to discuss with my therapist about my family. What I'm gonna do with Rose, y'all. I feel like I've been polling the world. Like, do I take her? Do I not take her? So here's the thing. Rose doesn't even like going outside. Like, you know how you open the door and some animals will just like bolt outside? Rose is like, girl, I'm not getting my paws up on that cement. So I've been trying for like 2.5 years to get Rose to go outside. And before, like maybe months ago, she put like one paw. And then she was like, nah, I'm good. But a couple weeks ago, when I was having lunch on my porch with my neighbor, did I tell y'all this? Rose had been asleep, but honey, Rose is nosy. I knew this from day one of adopting her. Rose is nosy. So I'm talking with my neighbor, and I just hear this meow. And I'm like, what is that? Because Rose was upstairs asleep. And I look, and she's legit just like on the door. Like, why you leave me in here and I can't even hear what y'all talking about? So I open the little door, And I'm like, come on out. She wouldn't do it. So I'm like, okay. I closed the door back. We're talking. Here come Rose again. Meow. And so I opened the door again. And I'm like, girl, you got to come outside if you want to be nosy. Like, you can't do it from inside. But she was like, nah, girl, I'm good. So she didn't come out. But then the other day, I like opened the door. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I just wanted some fresh air. And she kind of like came next to me and was standing there. And I'm like, maybe she's ready. So I opened the door and I'm like, come on. You know, she's like, so I sit down on the porch and I'm just like, I'm gonna just sit here. I'm gonna see what she's gonna do. And she comes outside. First, she has both front paws outside on like the mat. And I wanted so badly to jump up and get my camera because I wanted to document this. But I was like, no, if I do that, she for sure gonna go right back inside. So I was just like chilling. I'm just like sitting so still like this. And then she comes out even more. And then she has all four paws outside. And I'm internally screaming. And then she like went under my legs and went like behind the door. Like she was full on outside, y'all. All the way outside. Like to the point where I'm like, wait a minute, girl. Where you going? Oh my gosh. And then she like went back inside. When I tell you, I called all of my family members. I sent a group text because we all know that Rose is not fooling with the outside world. So I was so proud. I was like, oh my God, you get treats, okay? Because I was like, you are such a good girl for going outside. She hasn't gone out again. So, you know, the other thing is the vet that I take her to, it's like 7 minutes away from my house. So when we go for an appointment, she's in the carrier for like, she's not in the carrier very long. She cries the whole way. She cries the whole way there. She cries the whole way back. Like she does not like being in the carrier. Mind you, I have tried so many carriers. I've got like 2 soft-sided carriers. I've got 1 like big hard-sided carrier because I'm like, let me try to make you as comfortable as possible. Like you have all this room. You can turn around, you can lay down, you can play, you can do everything that you want to do. I leave the carriers out like in a place where she can always be aware of them, so it's not just associated with the vet or whatever. She not having it though. I even have the carrier that is recommended by like American Airlines for if you're gonna fly with your animal. Okay, so let's talk about that, okay? Now, I think at the beginning of the pandemic, that year I was gonna go home to visit family, and I had Rose at that point. I had already adopted her, and I was like, well, I'm gonna take her with me. And so I figured I would need to get a carrier and everything. You know, I would practice putting her in there, throw some treats in there. We've had a couple fights getting in the carrier, a couple bruises on both of us. You know, just how it is. But I contacted the vet and I was like, listen, I'm trying to go somewhere and my cat is very just like anxious, and like, is there something you can prescribe her? So they did. And I saw that it was a medication I had previously been prescribed when I was in grad school for like sleep and depression. And I'm like, I'm a little concerned that like we taking the same medication. I mean, I'm not taking it, but like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want to be able to like, we can't share meds, you know? So I was like, you know what, never mind. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'll board her or something in like a pet hotel or whatever. But then like the COVID stuff got a little worse. I think I'm going to just pop between all of these mats and see what I come up with. So I didn't end up going to visit my family that year anyway. But now I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do with Rose? Because like now, I like the ticket is bought. Tickets bought, lodging is secured, rental car. I'm gonna have some new luggage, you know. So I was reading up on traveling with your pet, and so you have to take the pet if you're going via airplane. You have to take the pet out of their carrier, hold them, and go through the security, like the thing where you have to stand and they like scan your entire body. You have to do that. Now I remember once going through that when it first like came out, and there was some basketball guy going through, and he just was able to just like walk through, but I had to be like extra searched, and I felt some kind of way about that. I'm like, just because I'm not like in the NBA or the WNBA, I have to be extra searched. Anyway, so you have to take your animal out, hold them as you go through, and then you have to put them back in the carrier. I see several things wrong with that with me and Rose, because first of all, Rose does not like to be held. She likes to be touching you at all times, but she does not like to be held. Like, she'll let you maybe, or she'll let me like pick her up for a second, but she's not having it. She'll let you do it because she like you and she know you, and you know we safe or whatever, but she does not like to be held. So I don't even be holding her. She'll come on me and we'll cuddle and snuggle and stuff, but if I get up with her, nah. I don't know what trauma that is, but she's like, I'm not having it, sweetheart. So that's problem number one. Problem number two is getting her in the carrier in the first place. Then you want me to take her out and hold her, so we already gonna be fighting. And then you want me to put her back in the carrier. Okay. And then me and my family were joking. We're like, Rose is just not gonna make it. Rose is either gonna run away, she's gonna pass out. And then I'm supposed to put her, you know, under the seat for this flight all the way to California. Like, I don't think one of us not gonna come back. Like, Rose is either going to like attack me, or she's just gonna be like, peace out, girl, and like run away or something. She's gonna be like, she's gonna belong to BWI or LAX. Anyway, so, and I really don't want to drug her up. Like, I'm fine with drugging myself up, but I don't want to do that to her because I don't know how she's going to respond. And I think there's going to be like anxiety with being on the plane, and then, you know, it just feels like it's going to be a lot. And then I'm not going to even be there super long, so by the time she might be getting adjusted, it's like time to drug her up and come back, you know. So I think I'm just going to leave her here. That seems like the best and easiest choice because she'll be in her familiar surroundings. I mean, I won't be there, but I was thinking I'll have like the cameras on in the house and everything. And then I have a friend who can check on her and stuff and like change the litter box and all that good stuff. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Like, I know people who have traveled with their pets in the car, and I see sometimes people coming to the airport with like their little pets in a bag and stuff, but I'm just thinking of Rose's personality and her temperament, and like I just don't think it would be a good idea to take her. But let me know what you think. Like, for real, I need to know. I need to make a decision. I don't know. I think I just need to leave her and just have somebody check on her, and then just be like talking with her through the camera and stuff, you know. Let's see. I think I told you all how like me and Rose came to be, right? But I'll tell you again. So I had been wanting a pet forever. I grew up with dogs, but our dogs were outside. So not until like going to grad school in the Midwest and then being in the DMV area, I didn't know people had like pets in their houses. I was like, that's weird. Because in California, like, you know, the weather allows pets to just be chilling outside year round. So it was just like really weird to me when people had pets inside their houses. And also Caribbean people, I don't know. If you're Caribbean, let me know. But like, it's just like, no, the pet doesn't belong in the house. It's like cultural, I don't know. But I had been wanting a pet for a while. We had dogs all growing up, but I was like, I'm not home enough for a dog to like be able to walk the dog and play with it during the day and things like that. And I was like, well, I could get like a dog service, which I was fine with. I was fine with getting that and paying for that. But then I was like, that's first of all, it's gonna be like every single day, and like I just didn't feel like I was gonna be able to give a dog the attention that it needs. So, and you know, I don't have like a yard for the dog, a big yard for the dog to run around in, which I like would really want. um I mean, I was probably gonna get a dog that's real small that you could put in your purse, but anyway. So I started looking into cats, and I've never been a cat person. I'm still like, I don't really like cats. Because I've always thought like cats and our personalities are too big to coexist in the same space. That's been my thing. But I was like, let's see, because my sister had been afraid of cats, and when my niece went off to college, this is how college students do. On her first break, she came back with a cat. I was like, oh my God, college kids are a hot mess. Came back with a cat, couldn't take the cat back. So then my sister ended up having to keep the cat. And so she pretty much had to like get unafraid of cats very quickly. And her cat's name is Stevie. That's Rose's cousin. And like, you would think that that cat is like a baby. My sister is ridiculous with that cat. Like carrying her everywhere, talking to her in baby speak, baby talk. And now my sister fosters kittens. So at any given time, she'll have like 4 felines in the house. It's so crazy to see how different things are. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll get a cat. I heard that they can just like chill on their own, you know, and maybe that will be a little bit better than a dog that would maybe need more during the day. Like, not that cats don't need things, but I figured that a cat would be able to survive a bit more independently by themselves during the day. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna look, you know. So I'm looking through the adoption stuff, and I see this cat named Connie. Like, cut to the end of the story, her name is Rose. But I see this cat named Connie, and I was just like, that cat is beautiful. She was so cute. She was just staring at the camera all big-eyed and anxious, and just like so adorable. And so I was like, I emailed the people right away. Like, this is literally how I chose to adopt her. I emailed the people, and her description was that she was sweet and sassy. I think I've shared this before. Like, that may or may not be how various ex-partners have described me. Sweet and sassy. Exact words. So I was like, perfect. It was like, she's sweet and sassy. She doesn't like being around other cats. Like, she likes to be the main cat. She's motivated by food. I was like, this is me in feline form, obviously. Like, this is literally how someone would describe me. Just substitute cats for like something else. Like, I like to be the center of attention. I'm a Leo. So I'm gonna go in with my Fenty primer. I'm trying to get all this shadow off of my fingers. Okay. Um, so she was being fostered, so she was already at someone's place, and I emailed the adoption agency, and they were like, oh yeah, no one has put in an application or anything yet. I'm like, I don't know why. She seems perfect. So I got approved super fast. As soon as I got approved to adopt her, I immediately went and bought all the things, all the cat things, all the things that people are like, don't go buy that stuff because they're not going to use it. I bought them anyway. Because I was like, my cat is going to use these things. And so then I got in contact with the foster people, the foster family, and they were fostering her and a couple of other cats. And I'm just like, give me my cat. Like, why you still have her? So we set up a day for me to go and get her. And so that gave me time to like, I was like, what kind of food are you all feeding her and stuff like that so that she could have a good transition, you know, get the litter box, put stuff up, all that good stuff, all the stuff, right? Going in with my Fenty, do I want to do that? No, what I'm going to do first actually is go in with my Smashbox and Becca color corrector, the under eye brightening corrector. This is in the shade dark. This is something that I bought during the Ulta sale. I've used it once, I think, and I like it so far. Let's see. So, what was I saying? Got all the stuff. I'm communicating with the foster parents, whatever, and you know, they're giving me updates on her, and they were like, yeah, we've had to keep her in like a separate room because she likes to fight a little bit. And I'm like, she sounds more and more perfect every time you say something. I like somebody who can defend themselves, okay? Now, the foster family lives in this very not diverse area, so I was very aware of various identity things. So I asked my friend, who's just super bubbly and nice, and like everyone likes her. I was like, can you go with me? Because one, I don't know these people. I'm not trying to go to nobody's house by myself, and I also just don't want to roll up there alone, black women, or God forbid I take my partner who is very dark skinned. Just come with me, okay? So she came with me. We get there, and of course I have the cutest and the least practical carrier. It's like a purse. It was like so cute, but just like not practical. But I didn't know yet, okay? I didn't know what I should have had. Anyway, so we go. And, you know, I'm trying to meet Rose, and I'm thinking she's just going to run up to me. Like, obviously, girl, we are meant to be. Honey, she was not having it. She was running out that room. And so I'm like, first of all, I don't understand why it's not love at first sight. I'm going to go in with my Fenty, no, this is a concealer. I'm going to go in with the foundation, the Soft Matte Foundation in the shade 450. So I'm like wondering if this is gonna work, because every time they bring her into the room where I and my friend are, she runs out of it. So I'm thinking this isn't gonna work. Like, I tried and she don't want to come with me. Like, you know, I'm gonna respect her wishes if she don't want to be with me. And I was also like, yo, this cat might be a little racist. Because she seemed like she was. I'm like, okay, I see how it is, girl. You a little racist cat. So at some point they were like, well, why don't you like try to give her treats? I'm trying to give her treats, and I'm like laying on the floor at these people's house. You know, I'm like, hey, Connie. I'm like, that's not gonna be your name for long. So I'm like, hey, Connie, and I'm giving her treats, playing with her, and finally they're like, okay, so, you know, let's go ahead and get everything signed. So I'm like, okay, it takes 4 of us to get her into my little purse carrier. She's crying. the whole way. She cries the whole way. She poops in the carrier. My friend is like making jokes. I'm like really like anxious and worried because I'm like, I just adopted a racist cat. And what am I gonna do? You know? So I had my work wife, remember you met her? I told my work wife, like, can you come over? Because she's like the cat whisperer. And I was like, first of all, I think my cat is racist. So you being a white woman, like maybe you could help me out. Like maybe she'll like you. So I drop my friend off and I get Connie to the house. And I'm like, by the way, your name's Rose. And I take her downstairs, put her, you know, I let her out of the little thing near the litter box, and she like ran and hid behind the washer dryer or something. And I go back upstairs and I'm like, great, this was such a terrible idea. I'm gonna wait for work wifey to get here. Maybe she can help. So she gets there and we go downstairs and I'm like warning her like she's a racist cat. And she's just like, just let her be, let her do her thing, you know, don't worry about it. She's nervous, all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Going in with this bronzer from Lethal Cosmetics. So, you know, we let her do her thing and we finally go upstairs. And we're just talking. And this is when I found out that Rose is nosy. All of a sudden, you see like her little head peeking around the corner. Because she know we talking about her. So I'm like, hey girl. Hey Rose. Because your name ain't Connie no more. And so eventually work wifey left and it was just me and Rose, and she was just so adorable. Like she was just like sitting there staring at me all wide-eyed, and then she like came and sat on me, and obviously we've been inseparable ever since. But those first couple of like hours, and I guess it's not even long, is it? Because day one she was already like on me, sleeping on me, all kinds. She was just so adorable. She was only, I think she had just turned a year. So yeah, we've been like cool ever since. But like, I know her temperament. Like everyone actually does say that Rose is a very sweet cat. I think a lot of it is she just be scared, so she just be quiet and cute. I understand. Going in with the concealer in the shade 430. And it took her a while to warm up to my partner. Because I don't know if she like me, and which girl, I get it. Sometimes they're a lot. Took her a while to warm up to him, but he's super chill. He's like, whatever, she's a cat. She's gonna like, just give her some time. I'm like, whatever, she needs to like you. So it took her a while to warm up to him, but now she act like she don't know who her mama is. That's okay. It's all right. Let him take you to the vet. So that's how I got Rose. And even with that, I had been concerned about not being home enough. And I managed to adopt her, I think, the week before everything shut down in 2020. Literally the week before. So we had 1 week of me like being out of the house and driving to work and just being super busy. And then from then on, she's been my co-therapist. She's had to work from like week 2 of her arrival at the house. So basically, she's just really used to being around me all the time. Like, this is what Rose will do. We'll get up because she'll be bugging me, and she'll have her breakfast, and then she'll like sit strategically in like the middle of the staircase to figure out what room I'm gonna go into next so that she can be prepared to go into that room as well. Like, to the point where I'm like, Rose, can you please move? Like, I'm not as agile as I was 20 years ago, and you sitting in the middle of the staircase. So Rose just likes being around me all the time. 100% always. Like, there was one day I went out to put, you know, those, you can put those like windshield covers on your car if it's gonna snow or whatever, so then you can just take the cover off and bop the snow off of it rather than having to chisel it away or whatever. I'm not from these places, okay? So I was doing that, and I look up, and you just see Rose backlit in the window, just like staring. Like, when are you coming inside? I don't understand why you're away from me right now. All that to say, I think it'll be hard for her, maybe even for me, you guys. We're both gonna have separation anxiety. I think it'll be hard for her to be not around me for a few days, but I also think it's gonna be better for her to stay in her familiar spot, you know? Let me know what you think, you guys. Like, I gotta make a decision. Y'all, I was talking with Tracy, and we were talking about those big, fluffy, like caterpillar looking lashes. What do y'all think about that? If you wear them, help me understand. How is it heavy? Do your lids feel heavy? How can you see? You can't wear glasses. No. And what makes you prefer those over just like some regular lashes, or even more dramatic lashes? Like, help me understand the caterpillar lashes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like you have a full head of hair on your lashes. What's the draw? Why? I think I'm gonna go with glosses today. This is one from Dose of Colors in the shade Hot Cocoa. I think I hear my client coming. And then I'm gonna put the Christian Audet and Tara Lynn gloss in Array over top. And I'm gonna set everything a little bit with this Laura Mercier pressed powder. Just to give me a little bit of lasting power for the day. Yeah, I look cute. I look cute, huh? Okay. So thank you for joining me for another doing my makeup at work. I should have this up hopefully tonight. Yeah, while I'm eating my pizza, maybe I'm not gonna edit much. That's it, okay? So, okay, bye. Wait, don't I have an outro? Hopefully some of this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you are still taking care of yourself and your loved ones, or you know what? Take care of yourself. Let your loved ones take care of themselves. How about that? And make sure to like and subscribe, and I'm so certain that I will see you next time.